Yeah, just make a quick video here. A little bit more on that Dean's bankruptcy. The nutritionist was here yesterday and we were talking, and they say it's a rumor or whatever. You can take it for what it's worth. I'm sure there's some truth into it, but and like I say, he talks to more people throughout different parts of the industry, so he might know a little bit more. But what he said was that DFA practically owns Dean's now as it is, because Dean's owes them over $100 million for milk that they've bought off of DFA. So I think there's some truth to it. Like I said, I don't know if the amounts are right or what, but I don't doubt it one bit. And so that's why I think DFA is making a play. You know, they could write off that debt to them, and they're already $100 million on the buy. And like I say, I know they do that because there's a bottling plant here in Erie that was owned by Dean's, and from what I understand, it was solely supplied by DFA. And I know DFA trucks went in there. So I don't doubt that they were buying milk off. I know they were buying milk off of DFA. And from what I've been told, you know, they had agreements where DFA, because DFA has no bottling plants for grade A price around me. The two plants nearest to me, they're owned by Dean's. And DFA has a cheese plant around here, and then they supply other places. You know, I've had milk go to Sargento's in Buffalo. I've had milk go to Dunkirk Ice Cream. I've had milk go to Cleveland. So I'd say wherever they can sell it, wherever they got a market for it, it's where it goes. But the majority of my milk goes to the local farmer's cheese that DFA owns. But so like I said, and then they closed that plant up here in Erie. Oh, it was within a year of Walmart opening up their processing plant. That was the start, where because that plant was supplying, like I say, all the Walmarts in our area and probably in eastern or western New York here for the most part. So that's, like I say, I don't doubt that's what somewhat is going on. And I'll make another point about this, but yeah, it was DFA's probably going to end up buying them out. Oh, and that was the other thing. Also, what the nutritionist said, you know, there's several farmers around here that are shipping Dean's. They say they'll sell out before they go to DFA. You know, if they were DFA at one point, I mean, they say whatever company you go to, they're screw you one way or another. I mean, I don't think Dean's was the best because they could shut you off at any time. You know, they only had to give you 30 days notice. They could shut you off for any reason if they had too much milk or whatever. You know, now DFA, we're under a marketing agreement that renews automatically every year, and they can only shut me off for chronic quality violations. Now, I'm sure if you read the fine print and stuff, for me to get out of the contract, I got to give them, I forget, it's 45 or 60 days notice prior to your anniversary date to get out of the contract. I'm sure somewhere in the fine print, there's something where they could do the same thing. Like say, if they had too much milk, they could come in here and say, we're giving you 60 days just before your anniversary date, and because they got to have a way out too. You know, like I said, a couple of years ago here, what they did, guys that had chronic violations, they shut them off to grade B. You know, the milk hauler's picking me up at the time. He lost like 4 stops at that time. So they all have their little tricks to pull, but like I say, if this deal goes through, it sounds like there's going to be, he said, well, he talked, there's like 3 or 4 guys. I mean, they're old enough to quit now. I mean, so like I say, if DFA does buy them out, I guess they're planning on just selling out. So be a few more farms going out before it's done. So, like I said, I'd just share that little tidbit. Like I said, I don't know how much truth is in it, but I believe that Dean's owes DFA money, and that's going to be part of the reason for the buyout. So, whether it's $100 million or what it is, I don't know. But like I say, when stories go around, they get exaggerated to some point. But that's what I was told. So, thanks for listening, and we'll catch up with you guys later.